Hi everyone, this is Miss Fan, and in this video we're going to do an extension of topic 2. We are told that x squared plus 2x plus 1 is a factor, okay, of 5x to the fourth minus 3x cubed minus 27x squared minus 25x minus 6. They want us to divide, okay, that polynomial by x squared plus 2x plus 1. So let's make our expansion box. And notice here we are dividing by 3 terms. So our expansion box is going to be larger. Okay. So we know it's going to have, okay, 3 rows. Okay, so we have x squared, 2x, 1. Okay. And not sure how many boxes we need yet. So we'll just add as we start working. Okay, so we know 5x to the fourth go in that box. If 5x to the fourth goes there, then at the top we would have 5x squared, because 5x squared times x squared gives us 5x to the fourth. So that means 5x squared times 2x is going to give us 10x cubed. And 5x squared times 1, that's going to give us 5x squared. Okay? Alrighty. Now we need to find that term. We know we need to add 10x cubed to something else to give us a negative 3x cubed. Well, that is going to be negative 13x cubed. If negative 13x cubed goes there, then at the top we need negative 13x, because negative 13x, right, times x squared gives us negative 13x cubed. Now we can find the other terms. Negative 13x times 2x, that is going to be negative 26x squared. And then negative 13x times 1, that's going to give us negative 13x. Okay. Add one more row. All right. To find this top term, we have to combine all 3 of those. So we have 5, negative 26, plus something else, and we want it to equal to negative 27. Well, 5 minus 26, that is negative 21, so we need negative 6. Right? And it's going to be negative 6x squared. If negative 6x squared goes there, then the top term is going to be negative 6. Negative 6 times x squared is negative 6x squared. Negative 6 times 2x is going to give us negative 12x. And negative 6 times 1, that's going to give us negative 6. All right, let's check out. Negative 6 matches up with negative 6. And here, let's say we have a total of negative 25x. Negative 13x and negative 12x combined to give us negative 25x. So when we divide f by x squared plus 2x plus 1, we get 5x squared minus 13x minus 6. Okay, in order to sketch the graph, we need to write f of x as a product of linear factors. So how do we do that? we found, right, the other factors to be 5x squared minus 13x minus 6. We're also given the other factor, x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, so when we rewrite, right, our long polynomial in standard form, we can write it as x squared plus 2x plus 1 times the answer that we got from the division process, 5x squared minus 13x minus 6. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do factoring, right, to rewrite each of these quadratic or the second degree factor into first degree factor or linear factors. So to do this, okay, we're going to go ahead and factor x squared plus 2x plus 1 first. So x squared plus 2x plus 1. This is a quadratic where the leading coefficient is 1, so it's very straightforward. We would need to find two numbers that multiply to give us 1 and add to give us the middle term, which is 2. Those two numbers are 1 and 1, 1 and 1. Okay, so we write x plus 1 times x plus 1. Okay. All right, so go ahead and put x plus 1, x plus 1. And now we need to factor out 5x squared minus 13x minus 6. So let me use my magic eraser. This one is a little bit tricky. The leading term, okay, has a coefficient that is not equal to 1. So we need to use expansion box to do this. Okay, let's use expansion box. Okay, so we have 5x squared minus 6. And we know that we need to add these two terms together to give you negative 13. Then we're going to take our leading coefficient times our y-intercept. So that's going to give us negative 30, right? Again, we did that by taking 5 times negative 6. That's going to give us negative 30. So we need to find two numbers that add up to give us negative 13 and multiply to give us negative 30. So one way is we're going to list out all pairs of numbers that multiply to give us 30. So 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 5 and 6. Which pair will give us negative 13? Looks like this pair right here. We need to have negative 13, so that means the 15 needs to be negative and the 2 can be positive. Right? 2, negative 15. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and put 2x here and negative 15x there. Next, we're going to pick one row or one column to find the GCF. I like this row right here. So the greatest common factor of 2x and negative 6, we can go ahead and put 2, okay, for now. If the outside term is 2 and the inside term is 2x, that makes this top term to be x, right? Because x times 2 is 5x. Okay, so then what is the left side term going to be? X times what gives us 5x squared? 5x is going to give us 5x squared. Then 5x times what is going to give us negative 15x. Negative 3 is going to give us negative 15x. And then negative 3 times 2 equal to negative 6. So we have found our factors. Okay, so x minus 3, 5 5x plus 2. Now that we have rewritten our polynomial in linear factors, we can go ahead and start graphing. But before we graph, hopefully you notice that we have a repeated factor. X plus 1 appears twice. So we can write it as x plus 1 squared times x minus 3 times 5x plus 2. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start sketching our graph. Y-intercept is -6. Okay. If our factor is 1, that means our x-intercept is going to be -1. Here, x minus 3, so that means our 0 or our x-intercept is 3. And then this one right here, 5x plus 2, we want that equal to 0. So let's do a quick solving here. Okay, so this 5x must equal to -2. So 5 times what number gives you -2? Well, if you divide both sides by 5, you get -0.4. Okay? All right, -0.4 right there. So now we have positive even, right? Positive even, that means both of the end behaviors go up, right? Notice x plus 1, this is a repeated 0 with a multiplicity of 2, so we know that it bounces there. So let's go ahead and sketch a graph. So if it's going to go up, right, keep going here, 1 is going to bounce there. When it bounces, it has to go down to -0.4, and then it's going to go to -6, and then it's going to cross to the other x-intercept. There you have a rough sketch of your graph.